I've been trying to... What kind of grade A baloney was that?
So it'll be interesting to see how much I'm gonna have to. I don't know. Could you hear the trackball spinning? The ball itself is rather yellowed.
Couple more shots.
He done. I'm not happy.
I'm ecstatic.
The ball, and I'm taking the gun and going pew 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 pew. Never been able to make it very far in it. Now this, holy shnikes! Woo! Okay, I think I just killed it. Wow, it just totally picked me off. One shot. Wow, it should know that it has to do something different. I'm dead before I even reload. Okay, so, well, how many times can we just let Master Chief die? Time for a drink. Takes longer to load than it does for him to die. Ouch, that hurt. Dark Falls.
You have broken me into a million pieces.
With the rising sun, the darkness began to change to light. Social reached the top of a small ridge and stopped. He looked at the outside of Castle Dracula at last. This was Transylvania, just as Count Mason had described it. The scenery was very unlike that of his native land. The rays of the sun were blocked out by a dark cloud, surely an effect of the magic spell as the dust cleared. The once solid castle cloud could be seen in the ruins. Social ascended the mountain and found a road leading to town. Jonathan Harker had given him directions so he could return to England safely. Thanks to Social, London was free from the curse of the vampire, and people could at last walk at night without fear. Now we have to electronic lights to help us feel safe. It seems as if the horror of the past will finally fade away, but we must never forget Dracula's curse cannot be lifted. Dracula may return. The full moon still troubles the human heart. You must always be careful when walking at night when the full moon shines. Woo! I think I got pretty close last time, so yeah. If I'd had one more continue, I think I would have had it. I finally figured out the what? I think I just reset it. Do not hit run and select at the same time. Wow. the speed, so I don't think I need a flat any. Did I just land? How the heck? It just shows it. Bloop.
You want it? You can have it. Oh, that's hilarious.
You got your VM, you ready? Go. Jiminy Christmas.
Why did you think it was attacking you?
I don't know. No, it's alright. Looks like there's guys behind us. Oh my goodness. You turn slow. Beat. Can I blow my way out of here? Yes and no. I was hoping I could blow the back out so I could just go out that way. I blew my way out. I just blew myself up too. Alright, we can go back and clear it out now. You got your VM, you ready? Go. Jiminy Christmas.
Why did you think it was attacking you?
Level gap. Oh, I imagine it's pretty big. Let's see, Elise is level 20. Wow, Elise has not been leveling much. And Noah... Oh my gosh, that is ridiculous.
Wind. One hit point. One hit point. Gosh. Can't dodge that, can ya? No. Ah, crud. Lasik has died. Elise accomplished her wish. Nero satisfied now in heaven. Hurry.
I just messed up, didn't I? Oh, no way. That's awesome. You get to play a little crane game. I like it.
Oh, stuffs, come back. H stuff. I got an H thing. Like 3 or 4 bars of it. What do I gotta do to reset it though?
You know, I think there's a tree right here. So close it didn't even do anything, it just took us boom. We find one that's further away. Or closer. We'll go for several trees. One further away is a little bit more fun though, because then you can see him fly for a little bit, and then he plants. I think that might be a tree over there. Yep. I don't think Die Hard works. Pretty sure that's safe to say that's not that's not the normal sound. Echo, echo, echo. Oh dear.
Dinosaur. No.
Alright. If I watch that again, it's just gonna keep going.
The ball, and I'm taking the gun and going. Pew, 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 pew.
I'm not gonna win! I'm not gonna win! I hit the stupid truck! Get up and go, 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 go! Move, move, donkey! You can do it! Oh, I did win! I can't believe I won! Oh, that was insane. Boom!
Bye-bye, dragon. Bye-bye. I won't miss you or your castle.
Working with the
Oh crap.
the
Problems. I've been trying to. What kind of grade A baloney was that?
So it'll be interesting to see how much I'm gonna have to. I don't know. Could you hear the trackball spinning? The ball itself is rather yellowed.
couple more shots.
He done. I'm not happy.
I'm ecstatic.
The ball, and I'm taking the gun and going. Pew, 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 pew.
Never been able to make it very far in it. Now this... Holy shnikes. Woo! Okay. I think I just killed it.
Wow. It just totally picked me off. One shot. Wow, it should know that it has to do something different.
I'm dead before I even reload. Okay. So, well, how many times can we just let Master Chief die? Time for a drink. Takes longer to load than it does for him to die. Ouch, that hurt. Dark Falls.
You have broken me into a million pieces.
With the rising sun, the darkness began to change to light. Social reached the top of a small ridge and stopped. He looked at the outside of Castle Dracula at last. This was Transylvania, just as Count... I think that's the one that I wanted. Sure, why not?
Hey, everybody!
So welcome to
You
Collector's
guys are-
Corner with Sayian, over there. Sayian's over there. And myself, Owazrim. But we just thought we'd chill out tonight and talk about collecting in general. And some of the stuff that we collect and how we collect and why we collect and all that good stuff. But thanks for coming in, Slippy, Grave, Mew Mew. There's nobody else we missed. We got some, had to make some changes because there was a new camera. Had to shift things around, make things were still in focus. Had to make sure we could fit Sayian in that book over there. Looks like he's in there okay. Well, we squished him in there pretty well. But how's everyone doing tonight? How have you been, Sayian?
I'm alright. I'm still trying to figure out how to get USB stuff to work on this computer, but I got RetroArch working, so I'm kind of happy about that one. I asked Fonzie what was going on, and I didn't have any of the inputs on the controller for RetroArch, so I was like,
Oh, geez.
why it's not working.
Yeah, RetroArch can be a pain to set up and get it going. But once you get it there, it's pretty good. But you got to get it to that point. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, it's a big thing with the kids smashing my desk, almost taking over destroying my work monitors. But this is the room that you see in the back. So yeah, this is the room in its entirety, and over there is the frog. Like yeah, that's the frog setup stuff. But this is the room in a whole. And then, of course, you guys can see the laundry room, which is right next to it. So I got a whole room and quiet.
Actually, in this your laundry room is being cut out. We're cutting out like right at that wall. So when you see the edges of the frame.
Oh, the frames, yeah, the frames in the back, the Nintendo Power stuff.
Yeah, we see the Nintendo powers and that's about where it stops. So you're okay. You can put hang your dirty laundry out there. Just make sure it's nothing that I don't want to see. So yeah, keep that stuff to y'all's self. We'll keep it like that.
I had to dim the LEDs down too. The LEDs are ridiculously bright when you look, so I could probably even turn them off, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, when you got several of them going, it can definitely be overpowering. So yeah, you gotta.
Sure.
It's just, man, streaming in itself, you start collecting stuff because there's just so much stuff you got to get to start streaming. if you're doing retro. If you're not doing retro, if you're just doing PC or emulating stuff, I guess I should say if you're doing retro on original hardware, because all you need is a camera and a microphone and a computer, and you can stream other stuff. But
yeah, that's it. That's all you need.
yeah, but I guess you know when you're a collector, it's just one more thing to add into the mix.
Yeah, like I mean, I was telling you about how the kids broke they broke my desk and everything, and now between where the TV is, you guys could see the CRT that I play on, and that's kind of like the CRT that every time I play retro on, I need a cable going from the retro tape all the way over here to the computer. So now I need a longer HDMI cable. So it's always stuff going on and changing around when you collect and everything to try to stream on original hardware versus the computer.
Spartan versus modern. What? I'm not sure I get it, Grave. Spartan modern. Whoa! Oh! Because you got all the lights and stuff, and mine's just shelves. I'm a little
yours
slow
is
on the
shelves.
uptake. Yes.
Yeah, I got the LEDs.
I got a retro setup. I mean, I got some bare wood right here. Need to stain that one of these days. But it's got my 3D printer on it. It's got my Gruff over there, taking a nap.
I have space on this desk for a 3D printer, and I was really thinking about it, but I'm like, I don't want to get killed, so I'm not gonna ask.
I've got space on this stuff, but this is one I built. It's 8 feet. Is it 8 feet? No. It might be 8 feet. I don't remember if I cut the end off of it or not. It's 8 feet long and then 2 feet deep. But it's just I bolted it into the wall. So it's got
that's a great idea.
It's got a lot of open space underneath it. Which, hey, that's something we could do on a collector's corner, is kind of do like, what is our general setup for our desks and whatnot. But
yeah, and then see, Grave, what I could do is I could turn them on and off, because I have all the LEDs on Casa switches, where if I just want to turn them off wherever I am, I just turn them off remotely, like the one in the back over there where the closet was, and I have that's all turned off now. So yeah, that's all the way it is. I can just easily remotely turn them on and off. It's a little bit of information.
all right, well, I think we'll go ahead and get started. Thanks again, everyone, for coming out. We're gonna start with, what are some of the things that you collect, Sayian? I mean, and looking at the picture, looking at the webcam behind you, we can see there's some stuffed animals. You can see some Super Nintendo stuff. LEDs. What's some stuff that you are currently collecting?
I started with I got an Xbox 360 for $50 over the weekend, and I got like all the Halo games for that and stuff. So I need to lower my mic. You need to do it in Windows. So okay, my mic's too loud. All right.
Thanks.
I will go ahead and do that now. Do that. Oh, I know he's talking about Windows. Yeah.
There's also in Discord, do you have the user volume all the way up?
Let's take a look at that. I'm in our chat, so. But yeah, if you want to go and I can figure out the sound stuff, that would be great. Then
Do that.
I can figure.
I mean, I cycle through collecting stuff. Like I'm always on keeping an eye out for retro games and Lego, action figures. Generally, He-Man, Spider-Man, some of the '80s cartoons, Voltron, Silverhawks. Going with Muscle Men. And then there's a lot of Sonic figures that have been released the last couple of years. So I've had a lot of fun collecting those when I can find them. They can be a little bit difficult to find, just because you go into a store and you can find it this store, not that store, and it's been nice. Some of the times we were down to Universal Studios, I was able to find some the Sonic figures, but mainly just the small ones. But anything like muscle size, a lot of times will catch my eye. So all kinds of just a gambit of stuff. I mean, it's pretty well
Is this
kind of
better?
displayed
The
on
microphone?
the shelf. Just what I collect, because I mean, there's a Lego. There's Slide from Thundercats. There's some small Mega Constructs, Master of the Universe. There's some Brazilian Master System. There's a Sega sign I printed on the 3D printer. There's Game Gear and Game Boy cases. There's some more Lego stuff. There's Merman. Yeah, Merman. Some Muscle Men. There's a little animal figure over there. There's some animal stuff up above that you can't see. So I mean, I collect just way too much stuff. I also collect a little bit of baseball cards, which let me see. Right, some of that's right there's baseball cards, and I think I've gotten to a point where I know what I want to do with those. But yeah, just and now after last year picking up McGruff, Oscar, and Grover, it's like, okay, it'd be cool to grab some more puppets, and I want to try and actually record some more stuff with it or with them, and I'll try to ventriloquize and see how well I can talk without moving my mouth. But
That's funny.
yeah, Voltron stuff's just awesome. So much fun.
I could still see you. Your head's in the way. I think. She goes off.
It's all right. Still a little loud. But
So is it?
Seems a little better.
Is it? Am I still loud or am I coming in okay?
You're coming okay, but it's still a little distorted.
Well, it's probably Windows and such.
Yeah, go into your Windows volume mixer and see.
Yeah, I lowered it down to like 8. Hopefully that might work.
Do you have a noise? Well, no, the noise gate wouldn't do anything on here. That was OBS.
No. And there's the dog.
Can you move the mic further away from you?
No, because it's built into the headset.
Oh. No.
Alright, I put it down to 2, so hopefully it's better. Additional.
All right, well, you're still working on that, so. But as many of you know, I collect heavily with retro gaming in the Sega Master System, the Sega 8-bit stuff. Because, like I said, there's the Brazilian Master System games. You can see some red. Those are some of the my cards for the Mark III. All of these gold boxes are Mark III, and the shelf next to it is SG-1000. There's also the Game Gear stuff, and so it's just a mixture, a big chunk of my collection or collecting efforts in retro gaming is for the Master System, the Mark III, the SG-1000, the SC-3000, and not just the games, but picking up some of the oddities for controllers. There was an SJ 150, 151, and 152 released for the Mark III and the SG-1000. But then there was also a bike handle controller and a wheel controller. And then there was another handle control that works with the handle controller works with the Sega Genesis or the Mega Drive, but also works with the Master System and stuff. And you gotta talk about the trackball for the Mark III and the Master System. It's just a lot of fun just to roll around. And you can see right there is here's the handle controller, or one of the handle controllers, and then you can barely see. That's the SC3000, and then SG1000, and the Mark III, the keyboard. Got it all close and nearby, so I can reach out and grab it and mess around with it if I want to. Oh, and actually up here in these cubes, there's some of these are baseball cards, there's some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards, all wax packs from the 80s and 90s. Just a myriad of different things.
Hopefully I'm better.
All right, I'll be the captain. Although it's way too hot here for wearing something on your head too long.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Wax packs were the best. They were a lot of fun. I've got some weird oddity ones too. I got some Judge Dredd, and there's just several different things. Like went to the baseball card shop and they had a tub of, like, you know, it's a quarter or 50 cents a pack for some of that stuff. I was like, oh, let me grab some of those. But then the Topps wax packs had the gum.
Let me know if this is actually a lot better.
All right, now your volume's a little low, but it didn't sound like
What
it was
about now?
distorting. But
What about now? Should it be better?
Keep talking.
So is this good?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, okay. I hope.
Good to me. What do y'all think? Can you hear Sayian? Is he making too much? Not enough noise?
Well, hopefully this is better. I hope. Wax packs. What are wax packs?
Baseball cards and stuff and wax packs.
Oh, you mean like the old baseball cards and everything?
Yeah.
Yep, Slippy says good. Yeah, it was in OBS that I had to change everything over. So yeah, we should be good now.
Sweet.
I guess now I know that I got this. I guess working. I guess for me it's really video games. I went to work the other day and I had this sitting on my desk for a long time. I got it when Breath of the Wild actually came out. I never took it out of the box or anything, but that's one of them. You guys could tell, like, I got the entire room full of just dedicated to video games and such and everything else. But one of the best, or, well, we'll get to that, but I mean, toys. A lot of toys. I have a large collection of toys. It's old GI Joes, the GI Joes from the '70s that my father gave me, or the '60s, whenever they came out. I have a lot of just Aliens versus Predator figures, normal Wirecraft that I have laying around. But it's generally like a lot of like toys, and you can see like all the stuffed animals up there and stuff. Like one of the like this, then there's the other one. You can see like the stuffed animals and everything that I have up there. I have like some Zelda stuff, and then of course like the ghosts that are hanging around. My kids thought it would be kind of fun if I put them up. So I guess yeah. So, and that's my kid walking around.
We got a snippet of him.
So yeah, I mean that's really about it. But yeah, I mean it's like I said, it's a lot of toys, mostly like a lot of video games and stuff like that I have. Really, that's about it. Uh, collecting could be like a lot of things. I have like a friggin'. You see all this, like, I guess that's all a collection too. So, I guess so. Those are the ones, Gracie. Yeah, like the life-size Barbie ones. I have about 22 of those. He has one of those
You
that
have
was still
22
in the
Barbies?
box. Yeah. Yeah, about 22 Barbies.
No, when
So, yeah.
we went to the first time we went to Toyland, my daughter picked up several of the 12-inch GI Joes, and she has them. One of them's on Panther. One of them's on Battle Cat. She bought several things about of the bigger ones, which was interesting because she had never shown any interest in them, but she saw them and it was one of those things where she was like, "Oh yeah, I want to get these," and she had this idea in her mind what she wanted to do with them, and so she's got them set up in her room, and it was neat
Toy.
to see
I
her
want to go to a toy thing.
just like be like, "Oh yeah, I want to get those." It's like, okay, well, that's interesting.
Definitely want to go to a toy thing. I'm trying to look for those. Oh, what is it? The Resident Evil toys. Tyrant and all the rest of them had them growing up. Don't know where they went, and apparently now I want to get them back again. So yeah, see how that
That's
goes.
always thing. Yeah, I had these when I was a kid, so I want them again now.
Well, yeah, those Resident Evil toys were pretty cool. Tyrant was like this big, and he
Yeah.
had the heart pumping and all that stuff. That was awesome.
Tyrant was a pushover. One shot with a rocket launcher and he was done.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was
I
nice.
think you broke. I think you broke the game on that one.
Apparently, you just has to register. He gets shot with a rocket launcher, and that's it.
What's your and then that's it. Yeah, he's dead.
So, what are some of the stuff that you guys in chat collect? Obviously, some of y'all collect retro games. Slippy's got a nice collection of musical instruments, as well as some nice talent for playing them. Really cool seeing Slippy on the drums. It's like, dang, I want to do that. Uncle loves Arbat stuff and has several. What's Arbat? So okay, so Slippy collects vinyl as well. So do you listen to the vinyl records? Do you do what is it, 33s and 55s?
Records are awesome. Yeah,
Nice.
I
Yeah,
got the.
my daughter
I got
actually
like.
collects
Hmm?
a little bit of vinyl as well. She bought herself a record player, and she picks up a record here and there. And she's like, "Oh yeah, that'd be fun to have." And she's gotten some from her grandfather, and so interesting that like I have no interest in collecting vinyl records, but she does. So although if I found some Glenn Miller records or something or any of the big band stuff, I might be interested in that.
Just cleaned out a bunch of his vinyl records, and he had the Beatles, and I have
Ah,
the
they're overrated.
Beatle the Beatle records, vinyl records, I guess. I don't know, whatever they are. And I thought that was pretty cool. He's got like a bunch of Christmas records and stuff we used to listen to when I was a kid. So yeah, he's got a lot of that stuff, and I thought it was awesome. I've been bugging him to get a hold of them, so hopefully one day I'll get them. I don't know.
Gracie, that's definitely I would say a collection, and that's I guess also a question is what is a collection? How do you define it? What does there have to be a certain number of things, or can you have a collection of just like one thing? But I think I would call that collecting them, especially if you pull them out and look at them. I think it definitely puts them into a. Gracie collects nail polish. I think that's a girl thing. Anything they can put on any of the makeup and whatnot. That's all. It's all a huge collection of stuff. Ton of Funko Pops and your
I don't
Elvis stuff. That's
Funko
about it for
Pops.
you though. I've never had
Man, I never got into Funko Pops.
You're lucky.
Crazy as it sounds.
That's actually, it'll come up in one of the later questions. And it's not necessarily all Funko Pops. It's just some that's like, like over 100 nail polishes. Wow, that's totally a collect. Yo, I totally do collect nail polish. I have 2 wall racks. The wall is about to give way. Make sure those things are screwed into the studs. And an overflowing drawer of them.
I have a lot of the Amiibos that trail like all here. You'll see some of them behind like the TV that you see over there.
Yeah.
I just got Sephiroth today, the Amiibo, when I went to GameStop because, like
So
I
who
said,
is
I've
he?
been trying to. Hmm?
So who is he?
Sephiroth from
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII.
I have not
Okay.
really played any of the mainline Final Fantasy games.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I went there today and got Halo Reach for $2.
That's a good game. I played through it in the last few months. Again, not on Legendary this time though, but it was fun. It's a fun one to play through co-op as well.
Funny intro, Lee. I did see Bobbin
I could find
at
it for them.
GameStop for I think it was like $20. Big case about this big. It was like a nice retro-esque colored bobbin or boggin, whatever you want to call them. Think I
Boglin?
think I'm gonna
Boglins? The ones where those little guys in
Podlins. That's it.
like the
Podlins.
jail, like little puppets.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
I'm
Well, I
I'm
mean,
antsy
so
to
much
get that.
stuff that was old is like new again. You know, raiding our childhood and trying to make another buck off of it.
Yep, to search for more money.
Chris said he has them because they're small enough you could find room for them. That's your attempt to collecting them. Do you keep them in the box? Because the thing is, like, Pops, like for a long time, I only had a handful, and then Master of the Universe stuff came out, and it went boom. Sephiroth has that ridiculous long katana. What are we
He's got that
buying?
little katana thing.
All your Pops are in the box. I have, actually, I think all of mine are in the box as well. I got too many. They take up way too much space. Up until buying the house after the flood, I've lived in a 29-foot camper, so space was always on a premium for you. DJ Sparkles.
What, DJ Sparkles?
So what
What's
Pops do you
DJ
have, Slippy?
Sparkles? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What is DJ Sparkles?
I'm scared of what I'm going to get when I...
That's why I'm.
Oh, it's with a Z. Sparkles with a Z. What is it? DJ Sparkles music. Maybe that's not it. Oh, let's go to images. I still don't understand what DJ Sparkles is. All your Pops are almost all the Pops are out of the box. I like arranging and situating them in various groups.
I like
Hold on.
Pops,
What?
but I never really got into them.
That's probably a good thing. I had a discussion with my daughter because she was big into collecting. I was like, all right, because was getting a ton of like, all right, you need to focus on just a few things. And so I think it was like Harry Potter, Batman, something else. And like mine was Masters of the Universe. Prin's was Disney, and I think the pop culture. So a lot of, the Spam and the Otter Pops and that kind of stuff. Her Hairbow bracelet and earrings lineup. Who's Hairbow? Who's Hairbow? What?
DJ Sparkles?
I'm guessing DJ Sparkles. I have no idea who that is. So.
I mean, Gracie, when you said DJ Sparkles, I thought it was someone from Trolls.
That works. That works.
I'm sorry to say, but yeah, I thought it was really someone from Trolls.
All right. Well, I think let's go ahead and move on to our next question. And y'all get ready or go ahead and respond in chat as you like, and then after Say and I discuss, we'll talk with y'all. Is it how like the stuff you collect? How do you collect it? Do you try to go for the complete series, or you just go for the stuff that catches your eye? Like, think about the different stuff that you collect, saying, and is it always just a complete collection, a complete collection, as much of it as you can get, or is it just just these specific things?
Stuff is all specifics. I won't do like a full collection of anything. I mean, I know a lot of people, when they stream or whatever it is, they have that huge wall of uh complete NES games, complete this, complete that. I don't have that. I go after what what I want or what I like or something. I don't have complete like whatever it is. So yeah, I don't really have like complete sets of stuff.
But is there anything that you're trying to get like a complete set of, like you mentioned like Nintendo and stuff? Are you trying to get all of the black box games or all the LGN games or all the Capcom or?
There's one thing I'm really after that got destroyed when my parents attic got wiped out, like because the attic caved in back in 96 or 90. I think it was like 96 or 97 or something. There was like some Nintendo games here and there that I would want to buy, but uh fast forwarding now to like the 2000s when PlayStation 2 came out. There was a whole series of dot hack games. There were four dot hack games. I happen to love the anime. I have all the DVDs of the anime of dot hack, and I had the games. Uh, Stupidly, I traded in the games, and I got a um, TurboGrafx 16 for those games. And was it something that like a complete set of that? Yeah, of course. There's a complete set. I want to go for the complete set of renovation games for Sega Genesis. That's a big thing on my list. I want to go for the dot hack games, a complete set of those. Um, Really, I've completed uh, having all of the Zelda US released video games in every Zelda game that was released in the United States. I have that, except for I know Slippy said it before, but for the Philips CDI, they're not canon, so I really don't need to get them, from what I was told. And then there's the Castlevania games I have that everything is, um, all of those are complete in-box Castlevanias. So I have every Castlevania US release that ever came out. Those were the two big things. It was Zelda and it was Castlevania. That's what I wanted. Once I completed those, then it's just stuff here and there now that I like.
Yeah, that's like everyone has said in chat. It's a little bit of both. I don't think I'm not trying to go for a complete collection of Master System. Although I'm two away from the US set, and and like as soon as I complete it, if I actually try to complete it, like I'm gonna want to get rid of a lot of the sports games, and there's gonna be games I'm just gonna like I don't need them in my collection anymore, so they can go. Try to play through them and beat them, and then like, all right, it's time for catch and release. But I mean, there's just there's stuff that really, at least for me, and it sounds like for you too, that like it grabs your attention. Like, okay, I want this, or I like this, so I'll do that, get this stuff. But I'm not so worried about collecting every little thing for it.
Bad, I could tell you at times because I'll tell you. I'll be honest with you guys. It was when that. Oh, you got a question from Gracie.
Find yourself playing them and then getting rid of them. That is something I'm actually trying to move towards, is playing and getting rid of them, because there's the limited space. There's why hold on to it if you're not going to play it, and if I beat it, then I can generally hopefully make a decision. Okay, am I going to want to play it again? But that's also with a Lego kind of thing. It's like, okay, once you build it, are you just going to set it there, or are you going to take it apart and throw it in a bucket and have it with a bunch of spare parts? And a lot of times you build it, leave it up for a while, and then it ends up going someplace because some of the Lego models get pretty big. But I
I
definitely
can
want to get
tell
to the
you,
point where I play and do what I've heard called catch and release. So you get the game, you beat it, and then you put it back out in the wild. And it's also helps with the financial thing because then you're not holding on to it. You spend the money, you get it, you beat it, and you move it along. And so then you can take that money and turn around and grab the next game. And maybe there's some that I want to hold on to, but I don't need to keep them all. So
I had Legos. Speaking of Legos, I have three full bins of Legos that I brought from my parents' house that are sitting in the shed right now. And I mean three full stacked bins of Legos. And I had Legos nonstop growing up as a kid. I had the pirate Legos, the ship Legos, just Legos, and more Legos. And to be honest with you, maybe when my kids get older, I have no idea what to do with them. But I have the video games more than I have the Legos.
oh, you can send them to me now. I'll take that space off your hands.
Or if you want them, I'll send them to you. I don't. I have garbage bags full of
Oh
Legos.
yeah, I'll take
I
them.
mean, I have the ships, the actual pirate ships, still with the sails intact
Yeah,
from.
I got one ship. I remember I got it for Christmas, and like my parents generally did for Christmas, you got one big gift. And so one year it was that pirate ship, and I spent I don't know how many hours putting it together. It was the big one, the Black Sea Barracuda. And
Oh
so I've still got the box. It's actually in the box. I need to pull it out,
no!
clean it up, and then rebuild it.
Wow. Yeah,
Legos are
you
not.
want
They are not. Um,
Legos are not cheap anymore now, and they hurt like hell when you step on them.
they definitely do. That 2x4 brick will leave an impression.
Oh well, yeah, break skin.
A Lego bar like Ken. A Lego bar like Ken. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Gracie. What's going on, Ken? We know some of the stuff that Ken collects. So he did that little room tour, which was really cool. So many Transformers. Oh, love me some Transformers.
Transformers are cool.
Yeah.
He-Man, I like He-Man. He-Man was great.
Yep.
I still have
And
a lot of He-Man toys.
there's current stuff that's out. So like I've bought some of the new stuff just because like, oh, I didn't have that as a kid. I would love it. Which actually kind of brings up something for the next question. Something you regret collecting or having bought, and afterwards you have buyer's remorse. Is there anything that you've bought and after the fact you're just like, why did I do that? And it's like stuck in your collection, and you're like, yeah, what do I do with it?
Yeah, there was. I have it. It's in the closet, but like behind me that I converted over into like a game thing. Uh, I bought. I was on a robot kick, and I know it sounds nuts, but um, little like robots or Tycho robots, like whatever they were, and I got this thing called Bob the Butler. And my wife was like, "Oh, like this is pretty cool. $20, you complete in box, you might get it. You want it?" And I was like, "All right, whatever." So it was like a little robot, and then I bought like another robot, and then another little robot after it, and I have like all these like little robots now and stuff like that. And I really have no idea what to do with them because I wanted that. I don't know if anyone remembers the '80s robot from the Muppets, and it was the Tycho made it. He had the tray, and you put the cassette in him, and he talked. And I was really big into that type of
Like the one
stuff.
in Rocky 3, Rocky 3,
I I I think that's what it
the one that
was.
Polly gets.
What did it have like the red eyes and
Huge
had like a
eyes.
serving tray?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some 2000. There's the robot, the Omnibot 2000 that the local store that I go to a lot has, and I've eyed that for a while. And as I'm eyeing the robot, I'm getting eyed by my wife saying, "Yeah, if that goes in the house, you're going to be sleeping in a tent outside." It's like I have enough crap that's in here right now. You don't need any more. So yeah, we remember Teddy Ruxpin. I have Teddy Ruxpin. He sits right up there. I got to get his little worm friend, but that was a big. Teddy Ruxpin was an excellent thing that I loved, and just to show you guys too, the robot that's up there, that little, it's like a neon type of robot. That was my son's for now sentimental collecting, which we can get into. Was that was my son's first toy when he was born, and it dances and moves back and forth and stuff, and he would play with it for hours. So he's 9 right now, and I was like, I can't bring myself to
You're
get rid
you're
of it.
hoarding it for him.
Yes, exactly. I am hoarding it for it. Yes.
Yeah, one of the things I regret is actually Pops, and with Masters of the
Oh,
Universe. What? Because at first it was all right. Well, I'm gonna get He-Man. I'm gonna get pick up stuff that I like. So I picked up Merman, but then I think I got Stratos. I've got Webster. And I'm like, I don't care about any of those, but it's like, oh, they went on sale or something, and even though they were on sale, you get them home like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I just, and so, I mean, that's probably like the biggest one I have, because when you start getting more and more Pops, it just they get they get more and more space, because I keep mine in the boxes because they stack well that way, and so most of them are stacked too high and on a wall.
I only have 3 pops, 2 Castlevania ones, and the Jurassic Park one that hangs out on the frog tank.
Yeah, see, mine started out like the first one I got was Voltron. I was, I think my brother he sent me a picture or something, and he had a Voltron shirt. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I went on Amazon and looked at Voltron T-shirt. And so I picked up a Voltron T-shirt, and then it recommends, oh hey, there's a pop that you could buy of Voltron. I was like, oh, that's sweet. And probably for a year or so, that was my only pop, was a Voltron pop. But then you start seeing more and more of them. Like, oh yeah, that's a cool one that I'd like to get, and that's a cool one I'd like to get. And so now I've got a couple Digimon. I've got some Dark Crystal. I've got some Cartoon Network. Some Jim Henson stuff. So it can snowball really easy. Yeah, all those are pops.
I love the Dark Crystal.
These are based off of the Netflix show,
Yeah,
but
the new one, the Age of Resistance.
yeah, and I thought it was a decent show, and I was like, cool. And so I don't have all of those, but I wouldn't mind getting all of them. But I haven't made it a point to get them all. I've got
You
like
and
two
I
or
will
three
get
of
into
them.
Willow.
Huh?
You and I will get into Willow.
Oh, we can get into Willow. I mean, there's not much to collect for Willow, but not. I was not impressed with the show.
The show wasn't so. I happen to love Willow. So yeah,
I did too. I think
anything
they
with
butchered it. I think they freaking castrated Willow
wow.
because they made him into nothing. It was like he was a bumbling little guy,
Idiot.
and it was just like they made him into Luke Skywalker. I almost said Luke Star Wars. They made him into Luke Skywalker. Just like a whiny little, back to, but Uncle Owen, I wanted to go to Toshi Station and pick up some power converters. And Will's just like, well, I'm not a great sorcerer. It's just like, oh my gosh. To me, they killed it. They included modern music, which was just.
I didn't like that.
That
Nope,
was.
nope, nope,
I mean,
nope.
as soon as they started playing a Metallica song, I was like, this is not Stranger Things. It does not fit. The best song though was the last song of the final episode, and I was like, what? So Willow's gonna become an appliance mover because he's got to move those refrigerators and those color TVs.
Which they didn't even have color TVs or refrigerators back then anyway, so that made
There was no
absolutely made
reason
no
to
sense.
include it. Oh my gosh, yeah, that was. I mean, Prin and I several times were just looking at each other like, what are they doing? I didn't care about any of the characters. Like, if they came out with toys for them, if I bought any of them, it would be to burn them. Unless it was just a really cool one or something, but yeah, just not. I just wasn't a fan of it.
See, then there's that side of collecting where it's like there's nothing to collect for the show, even if you want to go look for it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, there was something like that for Sonic. There's hardly anything with Sonic, but since the Sonic movies came out, it's gone poof.
Everything.
Yeah, and that's
Everything for Sonic.
yeah, and Prin loves penguins, and so for a long time it was rare to find anything outside of the occasional stuffed animal that was a penguin. Now, penguins are like everywhere. If you look for them, they're everywhere.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, okay, a lot of times if you like this one thing, wait a little bit, and it might become popular. Because I mean, just think about the horror action figures. Like, I would have never thought that would have been such a big thing, but it's a pretty big thing. Because like, you wanted to get that Resident Evil figure, they made House of the Dead figures. And you got all of your Friday 13th and Halloween and Pinhead and all that stuff. It's crazy stuff that I would have never thought would have had a market. People love it. I don't get it, but they like it.
Yeah, they reproduced them.
Yeah. We got to make some more of them.
So what about? I mean, like, is there anybody like in chat that has regrets of collecting stuff? I'm interested about that. I mean, Gracie, was there like a nail polish that you just didn't like, and you were like, "Hell, I mean, why did I even buy this?" I've had makeup brushes thrown at me where it was like, you bought 12 makeup brushes and they're no good. And I'm like, well, then why did you buy them? And I can, but I mean, that's about it. I mean, so, nah.
Did they just not work for your skin?
My wife collects aggravation because of the kids. So you consider that collecting, I guess. There are a few brands that
Brands
let her down. Uh,
Well, and I mean,
sure.
that can happen with collecting anything, not just nail polish.
You did say something that I regret picking up, and I'd like to show everybody what the regret is because hopefully I won't let you guys. You guys won't throw up too much, but yeah.
Your Jaguar. I thought
Yep,
you were taking
this
that
is
thing
it.
back.
I have to. I have to. Yep, this is it. This is the biggest regret of them all. I mean, just if you guys even look, I mean, that's the controller for the Jaguar. I don't know what the hell you're doing. I don't know if you're texting people, having inputs on here. I don't know. You're gonna jump into like
If it's a
space with it.
calculator.
Yeah, I mean, I've never. And the biggest letdown with this is that Jaguar uses RF.
But one of those things in the back is an AV connector, so you can buy a connector for composite.
Right here. But who the hell wants to do that?
You mean to buy a cable?
It's $26 on eBay.
Do you want to use RF or do you want to? You bought a crap system to start with.
I know. I was an ass about that. I was really, really stupid about that. Really stupid about that. I mean, yeah.
And that's just one of the things in collecting, because like, what was it? It wasn't a Jaguar. I think going to the retro shop and they had an Intellivision Odyssey. No, not an Intellivision Odyssey. They had an Odyssey in the box,
Ooh.
and they had several games. And I was like, ooh, I wouldn't mind getting that. It's like, wait a minute, I don't need another system that, like, I'm just gonna keep it in the box and put it up on the wall and not do anything with it. And I mean, even if I
Um,
was gonna do something with it, I'm not sure. Is the Odyssey something I really want to put time and effort into when I don't have the time to play the stuff I've got now? A few
I
brands
mean,
that
I
let her
think
down. Like, it had a cute bottle and color, but crap formula. Jagger might be the only decision that could rival a 3DO.
right. 3DO is
3DO.
rough. I mean, I don't know, Oaz, if this would go for you, but if I had to make a decision, it was like either the 3DO or the JVC or the Jaguar. I probably would go with the JVCI only for the simple fact that the JVC can play, I think it's Sega CD and Sega games.
Oh yeah, I'd take a JVC XI over a lot of
Yeah,
that stuff, just because it's.
I
I
would
mean,
too.
it's a little bit bigger than a compact disc player because it's got the cartridge port on the back, but you've got all of that. That would be a no brainer, I think, for me. I think a better example would be Jaguar, 3DO, or CDI. You know, which one of those would you? Out of those three, what would you grab?
Probably the CDI.
Because then you could get those Zelda games.
Oh God, those they're so expensive.
Oh, I've seen
They're
videos
so
of this. Is like,
they're way too much. And I'll tell you guys to be honest with you, I
at 2 out of
you
3.
had 2 out of 3 of the Zelda games.
No, I think out of the Jaguar 3DO and the CDI.
Oh, he said 2 out of 3. I was about to say, Ken, if you had 2 out of the 3 Zelda games, you probably can like put a whole deck together with what you could sell for those games right now at an in-ground pool.
Really,
But yeah, they're
that's one thing that's
yeah.
unfortunate is when things that are bad sell for a bunch. It's like,
Mm,
and that's partially because completionists. Well, see, like, like you talked about having the Zelda titles, so you're not trying to get a complete like NES set, but you're trying to get all of the Zelda games, and so you have the sub collection.
yes, yes. That's where you guys could see in the back.
The Zelda games
There's
too. He said he had the Zelda games. Should have held on to
yeah, I
those
saw that,
apparently.
and I was like, that's nuts. It the sub collecting gets out of control.
Yeah,
It's Zelda box up there, Twilight Princess figure, then another the Zelda thing over there from Best Buy with the collection from Breath of the Wild. Then that's an actual store um, thing of a Link to the Past Between Worlds. It's an actual store stand up that's over there right behind the Teddy Ruxpin. I mean, and then there's more Zelda stuff over here in the front, but yeah, it spirals out of control.
yeah, it's easy. It's easy for that to happen because just something catches your eye. Okay, cool. I'm gonna pick this one up, and then you start keeping an eye out just to see if there's something else like in that brand that grabs it, and it can just lead to a rabbit hole, especially like like with the Sonic figures. Like there's figures I picked up. I don't think I got Big the Cat, but I'd have to double check. But if I did, it was just because, oh, okay, hey, yeah, that's one of the Sonic figures. Let me grab that. Let me grab that. I mean, I got a Sonic figure that looks like he ate something that didn't agree with him because he's like yellow. I was like, why did I buy that? I don't need that. Well, I don't need any of it, but because he had the two goofy ones. There was one that was a little bit more elaborate. He didn't have that one. I don't know. Are you looking at what those go for now, saying?
No, I was curious. Yeah, the Zelda games are a lot of money.
Some of them can be for sure.
So what out of all like I guess everything and everyone in chat, what was your greatest like thing that you collected? Like you were like your crown jewel of the collection and like the crown jewel of like what you guys have in your collection right now. That's a tough. That's kind of
It
a
is a
tough one.
tough one, and I mean, I'm trying to think. Okay, like if I had to get rid of stuff, what would I absolutely want to keep above everything else? And it would probably be the muscle men. Just the army of muscle men I've got sitting back there in that box. Muscle men.
Slippy says Gracie.
But you don't
Graves says
collect
all the
Gracie.
stuff.
But definitely, if you had like in your life, you had to let everything else go. Definitely keep your loved ones. Keep your loved ones. You know, they're kind of important.
Grave, you should
Elvis
come
stuff
on
is
one day and talk
baby.
about your Elvis stuff. And Slippy, I guess when you get better about your guitars, I love Mask. I would love to see Mask figures and everything. I think that'd be awesome.
See, brass is her big keyblade. Should I stick like brass? Did I miss something?
Keyblade is like from Kingdom Hearts, so that I don't understand. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Brass is his significant other. Oh, her Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts. That's pretty cool. That's
Okay, okay. Gracie is Slippy's keyblade. I gotcha. I gotcha.
I get that. Mine probably would have to be a full functioning Vectrex with the second controller and 4 games with the overlays as well that I got for $100 and a trade off with Godzilla 2 for NES because the guy was just down, didn't even know what it was.
That's the one thing. Like, if you had to let everything else go from your collection, that's what you would want to hold on to.
I probably would want to hold on. There's a few things I would want to hold on to.
But you can only hold on to
Yeah,
one. We're not saying a few things. You have to pick one thing. I see. That's why
so if
it's like, like okay, I'd let all the video game stuff go. I think, and keep all the muscle men.
I honestly, if I had to keep, is it one item or is it something in a group?
Like it could be a collection. So you could say like you wanted to keep all of your Zelda stuff, but everything outside of the Zelda stuff had to go.
I probably would hold on to the Castlevania stuff.
Castlevania stuff.
Yeah, Castlevania is like it's yeah, Castlevania is. I don't really go into it that much with the Castlevania stuff and everything, but Castlevania to me is like wow. I have like on my chest over here I have the crest, the Belmont crest that I actually got as a tattoo because I was just so obsessed with Castlevania. And before COVID, I was planning on getting Sypha on my leg because I happen to love the way they do Sypha for Netflix. And if it's from it's one of those things like if you like I guess Slippy like he loves his guitars but in his drum set I mean, like it's kind of like you have deep love for something. I guess you for your muscle men. For me, it would have to be Castlevania. That collection above everything. Oh, she's got the Keyblade. That's pretty cool. Yeah, those things are nuts. They're big too.
On the wall. That's gotta be pretty good size. Dang.
Now, for your muscle men, is that because you grew up with them as a kid and you really really like them that much that you wouldn't like they're just like the best thing in the world?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm always looking out for them. We went to a toy shop in Savannah last Saturday when went to a college day down there, and not, and Prin found a little toy shop in the area, and so we stopped by, and like I spotted him from across the room. I was like, "There's some muscle men over there." Get closer. I was like, "Yeah, okay," and they had them sorted out. I didn't pick any of them up because I didn't care for the price. The cheapest ones are $2 a piece, and I was like, And I was like, "Will you do any kind of a bulk order pricing?" Like, yeah, we probably like 10% off. I was like, because like we don't get them that often. I was like, okay, so you want to hold on to them forever? Because if that made me a good deal, I'd be like, all right, I'll take them all. But because they didn't have a ton, I mean, it was a little container like this tall, this wide, that deep. There wasn't a ton of them. But that actually kind of also leads into the next question because I found something else there, which is my new favorite. It's my best pickup that I've had in the last few months, I would say. So the last few months, what has been your favorite addition to your collection?
That one I could definitely answer with these.
Well, let's hear it.
Mine. You want to hear the story, or you want to hear what? Mine would 100% pick up. Would have to be Hagane with the manual, without question. It would the biggest. There's two of them, but the biggest one is Hagane with the manual. That was a nerve-wracking 3 weeks with that game. But yeah, definitely nerve-wracking 3 weeks with that game. But yeah, I got it in, and the guy was nice enough to give me the manual with it, and I mean, I was just blown away by that. I wanted that game for a long time. A temperature-changing nail polish, that would be pretty cool. I mean, I got to admit, if they had a temperature-changing nail polish, that'd be nuts.
There's got to be some kind of mood ring nail polish.
Right? That would
Oh
be
no,
so
no, no! She's
crazy.
saying that's her favorite pickup.
Oh, it is? That's so cool.
That is pretty neat. I might need a link for that because I might want to. I think Prin would get a kick out of that if you could
Yeah,
find it out.
send
If
us
you
the
bought it
link.
online, might be a funny surprise for Prin.
The guy, the guy with Agane, he had one other sale, and it was a car on eBay, and that was it. And he had a car up for sale and Hagane, and it was he didn't have the screws to open it, and then he got the screw in, then showed me the board, and he was being very adamant about opening it, or whatever it was. Like, oh, you don't trust me, you don't trust it. I'm like, you only had 2 reviews in the past 6 years.
And not for that price. I want to cover my hind end.
Yeah, and I just and it was $1,000. I had been saving for a while, and I was like, okay. And at first I bought it. He was sick for a week. Didn't hear from him for a couple of days. Then I kid gloved it. Oh, hello, how are you? You know, blah blah blah. Hope everyone's well. And then moved into something else. And he had the car. And after the car, it was, well, now you know he had the car up, and I guess he lived in a remote area somewhere with pine trees, and that was it. And then I he sent it to me, and I had to sign for it, obviously,
Yeah.
and I got it, and I noticed the manual in there, and I wrote him immediately. I'm like, you gave me the manual? I said, I didn't pay for this. And he's like, oh, you were really nice. You were patient with me. I was sick. My kid was sick. I'm really sorry I couldn't send it out on time. And he included the manual along with it. And I was just blown away by it. I was like, wow, it's nuts. That game has caused a lot of controversy with going to game stores here in New York. And it's just I just kind of keep to myself in the cave.
Well, that's the thing about rare games and stuff. People can get crazy about it, and so they're just like, yeah, they feel some way about it, and so like they like take it as a personal attack or something, and are so disbelieving when anybody says, "Oh yeah, I've got that." It's like, no, you don't. Nobody has it. There's only 5 copies of it in the world, and I have 3 of them. Don't
No,
tell me there's
it's
6 because you're devaluating what I've got. But go.
Boy.
You got Hagani handy?
I have a gunny up there, and I have to go get it.
Wanna go get it? Show it off. You don't have to.
I
I just thought
guess.
you might like to show your favorite edition.
Could show you Crusader Ascenti too. I have that one. I have that when I was a kid, but it's in.
You got it in a fancy case.
Oh, I have it in a serious case. Yeah, it's got UV protected box and then another box on top of it, and it's got it in the so that way the kids don't come near it, and if they do, I kill them. And so it's super high, like it's high up on the shelf,
Yeah.
all the way over there with Crusader Ascenti and Zombie Nation, Complete Ghoul School, Friday the 13th, and Jason, Power Blade 1 and 2, the Atari, what is it? The Atari, ET with the sand, little vials of dirt from the landfill
In the landfill,
that
yeah.
my father and I went to, all that stuff up there. But yeah, this is it, I guess. I don't.
Is the manual
I
with
don't
it?
No, the manual I have, the manual I put in my brother-in-law's safe just in case.
Fireproof
Yeah.
safe, right?
Well, yeah, he's got like a gun safe and stuff, and he doesn't have any guns in it, but I put the manual in there. My brother-in-law collects watches, so he keeps them in the safe, and there's like the Hagane manual and
And a bunch of watches.
what is it? And then his watches and like 2 sealed copies of Godzilla for PlayStation 4 that I went nuts over and bought long time ago when Toys R Us was still around.
Well, they're kind of coming back. They there's at least an online presence, and I think there might supposed to be starting to have a presence in some Macy's stores. I don't know where there's a
They
Macy's
do,
around
yeah.
here.
They do. Grave got to build a bear for Doctor Who
10th
for
Doctor for
Christmas.
Christmas.
That'd be pretty cool, Grave. You should post up in the Discord and show us like what the bear looks like, and Gracie about like the color changing nail polish. That would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah. At first, like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. I wonder if they've got that. And I'm like, oh wait, no. She's actually saying she's got it.
Yeah.
All right. So
What's you got it? I know you got some interesting stories.
yeah, my favorite edition was sitting with the Musclemen that I didn't pick up because they were overpriced. But it was these guys. Don't know how. I mean, they're fairly detailed. They're plastic. There's like 4 or 5 different molds, 3 different colors, and I saw them and I was like, "Oh, those are cool." And it was, what was it, 30 of them in this container for $25, and I was like, you know what? That is so up my alley. But they're just nice, and some nice detail on them. And they're called Rogun robots.
I've never heard of them before.
I hadn't either. And it's made by Arco, who made like the first toy that I remember ever having, which is a 4-armed green dude, Zendo. Let me see if I can get it to focus on it a little bit more. Yeah, they were just neat little plastic figures. The Musclemen were overpriced. This was all I picked up, so I think that was really good on my part. But we walked back to the car. I went online and looked up Rogun robots, and there's not a whole lot that's really known about them. There's some bigger figures that you can get that are like that big that were cap guns. Like you would transform it into a gun, and then you could crack it open, and you could put a little round clip of caps in it. You put them in there, and you could, and it was like
Oh, that's cool.
a double-barreled cap gun. but these were little figures and right up my alley. I actually have some more on the way from eBay, and I was like, they're just neat. They're neat little figures. Like I said, like a lot
Are
of
they reasonably priced?
yeah. Like I said, I got these. I got 30 of them for 25, and then
Wow.
I picked up. They should be here tomorrow or Saturday. I think it was like 50 of them for. It was the 50 I got from eBay are cheaper than the 30 that I bought from the store. So those will be closer to 50 cents a piece. So I was really really excited to find those. Oh look, there's actually some some of them online, and there's several auctions for them, but a lot of them are at or above a buck a piece. And I was like, well, I just got 50 of them for this price. I'm like, I can wait and see if some more come in at a good price. But that's my favorite recent addition. Something I didn't know about, so I got a little bit of history about it. I don't know what other stuff Arco made, but from '83, those are cool. Yeah, that's what I thought. They caught my eye, got my attention, and so now I'm gonna have a small army of them, and they can hang out with the Musclemen and the Million Warriors, and you know all the other stuff.
Some of the hands off limit. I mean, toy wise, not video games at all. Some of one of the stuff I love the most is Street
Street
Sharks.
Sharks, yeah.
I grew up loving Street Sharks. I mean, I love sharks in general, but I mean, I grew up. I got that one. I got the Big Slamoo, and I got the guy with the rocker hair. I don't have the guitar, but I happen to love the Street Sharks. I'm always looking out for more when I go to a toy store. Street Sharks, but you don't find them. You don't.
They're
People
they're
don't
hard
really
to find.
And
Well, and
I know it. Hmm?
I'm saying sadly, a lot of the times now, if you do find them, they're super overpriced, and
Oh,
everyone
yeah,
thinks
they're
they're
bad.
sitting on gold. But there's part of a megalodon's tooth.
That's cool. Where'd you pick that up?
Um, I forget if it was in Savannah or there used to be a shop in the mall, like Natural Wonders or something, and they had all kinds of fossilized stuff and geodes and stuff that you could buy there. So I bought a broken one because it was much cheaper than a complete one. So I always have it hanging around. My brother loves sharks too, so like I picked him up one that was probably 4 or 5 inches across at the bottom, so it was a huge megalodon tooth. Well, not huge, but a pretty good sized megalodon tooth. And so
Yeah, I got.
it was cool.
It's the shark tattoo there that I got that hurt like a bitch. I mean, I got, I got that, and then I got like I don't know another shark over here, and I guess sharks over here, and a shark over there for the kids and
So
stuff. And
when are we getting the neck tattoo and the face and the head tattoos?
you're right. I think I'll probably get stabbed in my sleep by my wife if I ever get that done. So she was like, "No." Plus, I can't with my job, so everything like all the tat arms and stuff all was measured out with the dress shirt. So that way, like the dress shirt's cuffed at like all times, and so no one really sees it because it's all about perception.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the dress shirt gets buttoned up to like here. I don't wear V-necks. I wear round, stuff like that because it's not. I don't know if it is socially acceptable anymore or not. I mean, but whatever, customer facing type of stuff. You don't want to show that. They think you're a hoodlum, according to my mother. So it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's yeah. It's nuts, but I mean, yeah, this is a collection in itself,
Yeah.
the tattoos and stuff. So yeah, that's just the pain, but whatever. I mean, it is the way it is.
You are the way you are.
Well, The one I got one that was most painful was the one going straight down my sternum, and it's a ship, and it's got the kids' names at the bottom with their birth birthstone colors. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that was pretty. That was a pretty cool
As
one.
long as it's not a sinking ship.
No, it's not. It's not with two sparrows. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Does anyone in chat have tattoos?
I think Slippy's got some. I'm so hairy that like I'm not sure how much of it would even show up even if I did, and not just my arms, my chest, and can't grow it in my head, but I can grow it everywhere else.
I can't grow hair on my head at all. Gracie has three. Ooh,
Taboo.
yeah, Grave, you're right. It's completely taboo. Completely taboo. Everyone's
Well,
like, ooh, Ken has zero.
the thing is, there was a stigma against them for a reason, but because it's a lot of times the people that had tattoos were associated, with Hell's Angels and that kind of stuff, and rough life and all of that, and that's been perpetuated so long that it's still carried over to today. But I think it's going away. But it's
Unfortunately, Grave only has
we
two.
can't you can't expect someone to change overnight. Nobody
No,
does.
you can't. You can't.
So try not to be too rough on them, but everyone can't live in the 21st century at the same time, I guess. I don't know.
The best, the and no, I don't know, but the best um tattoo that I have with it's with the kid. I mean, with the kids, obviously, but like my grandfather, like people usually get them for sentimental value and stuff like that. My grandfather always, my grandfather was in World War II. He always had a saying that, a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. So right before COVID happened, it's like going this way and going completely around to my, I guess my shoulder back here, my traps back here, whatever. Um, and I got that, for memory of him and stuff. I wanted to get the CB's logo, but what I was told was, well, if you're not in the Navy, you can't. I mean, like putting something like that on you, even though it's just not good. So I got that done instead. So whatever. I mean, those are taboos with
You
that
can
too.
you can
But
always see if you can join the Navy.
yeah, right.
You might be a little bit over the age requirement. Hazard
I think
my.
yeah. I just think so. Yeah. Ken has six
Six.
tattoos in the role.
They're
James
all
Pond.
James Pond.
And Ken, do you have them going around in a circle, and in the middle does it say knocker? Because that's probably where we would go with that. I have a tattoo of James Pond on it, so.
James Pond on his left buttock, so when he walks, it looks like he's swimming.
Grave, what do you have? You have you only have two, unfortunately. Yeah, it gets addicting after a while. I can tell you that much.
What's going on,
Oh
Knocker?
God, wait, knocker. And there's knocker. There's knocker. This is hello knocker.
Look at
uh,
Jamie.
but yeah, I mean that's I guess that's how we collect and stuff. I mean, presentation of collecting, too, like visually seeing everything. I guess that's a big thing. Like I'll tell you guys, oh Knocker, but Knocker posted up a photo of his collection on a bookshelf and had all his games on it, and I was like, wow, that looks really nice. Like Owaz in the back presenting with like all his nice games and bookshelves and everything, and all my stuff, as you guys can see, is like all spread over. Like I have an NES furniture there from when I was a kid, and I have NES games on it. But I don't. I think their stuff looks more presentable. That's another aspect of collecting. It's like organizing it to make it look like the way you want.
Yeah, see, I think mine looks like garbage. I like how yours looks like it's much more organized than mine.
I'd rather have yours.
And like I did. Let me see.
Brass has six, dude. That's crazy. Six.
So like here's some of it's the wall of pops almost. You see Voltron's in the middle. There's Sonic next to him. There's Jim Henson next to Sonic, and to the below him is another Jim Henson. But then there's some Digimon on the bottom. There's Johnny Bravo and Dexter on the middle shelf, and then a bunch of why it's not focusing on it, but a bunch of He-Man stuff up on the top.
Oh wow.
And then next to those, there's more pops. And then some of the NXT Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff. And then you got Oscar and more pops and some Sonic stuff. And there's the two controllers for the SG-1000. Why does it do that? Like focuses in and then it stops and then unfocuses. I don't know. But yeah, like it just seemed for me, a lot of my stuff just seems like it's cluttered. But I think this is, the grass is always greener on the other side, so it's like, oh, I like how they were able to do that. I was like, I wish I could do that, but I don't have the right setup for it. I don't have this, I don't have that, and we always just like, oh, it would be cool if I could display my stuff this way or that way, but I don't have the time to do that. I don't have the space for it, or I've got too much stuff, so we have to rearrange everything. I think it's just part of the collecting, but that's one of the cool things about, sharing what you've got is like, yeah, it's like I've got my stuff set up this way, you've got your set up this way, and sometimes you go, oh well, hey, that's cool. I do actually have the space, so I can, change stuff. Like something I want to do is get rid of this stuff behind me and have it open up to the wall that's actually back behind it. There's a pathway back there because there's a door right here that leads to a small little closet. But like I've got room for my chair and I can roll back a little bit and that's it. That's all the space I've got. I want to open it up.
Wow. Yeah, my room's pretty, I guess, open.
Yeah.
But I did the basement, I did the drop ceiling and stuff when COVID happened, so I could go on calls and it's very quiet and you guys don't hear any background noise now or anything because it's all soundproofed and installation and insulation and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what I try to make it like that. But yeah, I think Grave wants to know if that's a 12 to 18-inch Skeletor pop.
I think he's talking about that one. Yes, that is the big Skeletor pop.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they came out with a ton of Skeletor stuff. Okay, well, you got to get the Skeletor. Like, look, there's a Skeletor in Snake Mountain. If it'll... Okay, doesn't want to focus on it. Focus on... Okay, there we go. Sort of. And then there's a big Beastman next to him. Which, you can see that in that one. You got a big Beastman, a big He-Man. You can't really see. There's a Skeletor on Night Stalker next to Beastman. I mean, there's He-Man on Battle Cat. Oh, and there's the Black Cauldron below He-Man. So, I mean, collecting is a dangerous thing. You can just start going down a rabbit hole. Oh, I think the one below is Skeletor on Panther. I think there was Skeletor on the throne. I thought I had that one. I don't think I do.
Wolfie, do you
No,
collect
he's right there.
anything? I think Wolfie has a lot of poems that he writes. I think that's actually pretty cool. And Grave, would you ever be interested in coming on and talking about that Elvis collection stuff that you have? I would even like to hear that.
I might have to keep the Munchkin up so she can hear some of that, because she's a big Elvis fan. My sister is a big fan, and then my sister was out here for a while, and I think that helped nurture and foster love and appreciation of Elvis. And when we drove my sister back out to Idaho, we stopped off at Graceland, and Sheeprin and the Munchkin went into Graceland. What kind of stuff do you collect, DW? Go and get your Scanline Hero stickers.
I think that's what it is. I mean, I would like to. If you guys want to come on and share the stuff you collect, that would be pretty cool. I mean, and see, whoa, hey, listen, Brave has got all this other stuff, like, show that, or like I said, something with his guitars, the drums, and everything else. I mean, that would be awesome. I wish I had a collection of musical instruments. I don't.
Figure out how to do the voice chat. Join right. we just
You
go
just
through
go
Discord.
open Discord.
Hey, if nothing else, we get you on the phone and put you on speakerphone and hold it over to the microphone.
That's true too.
we can
Yeah.
make it happen. And if you want to send pictures or something, we'll have them up in the middle like we did with the dinosaurs attack cards. Stamps, pogs,
That's
movies, badges, games. What kind of badges? We don't need no stinking badgers. What kind of
Badges. That's
stamps?
actually pretty cool. Badges, stamps. Man, I haven't seen stamps in a while. Pin badges.
I used to.
Oh, I've
Oh,
seen
okay,
people
pin
collect
badges.
pins.
Cool. Yeah, the Munchkin does some pin stuff as well. So do you go out and look for pogs? I think movies is something that we all sort of collect. Also, because I mean, who doesn't have one too many DVDs or Blu-rays? Get so many stamps for your collection must be worth a small fortune. Almost always on mobile. That's what I meant about doing it right. Mobile works too. So I collected as a kid, still have. Let's see. See if I can find it.
I stuck my foot in my mouth and I said to my wife, "Wow, wouldn't it be cool if we had VHS tapes?" Because my father was throwing out his VHS player, and I started buying a whole bunch of VHS tapes now, and apparently in my VHS stuff from my parents' house, I found the very first Dino Riders VHS, and I found the very first Masters of the Universe VHS.
Cool. Although VHS is just something I'm not sure. Although I did pick up a VHS Black Cauldron at Goodwill a while back, but Black Cauldron is one of my favorite movies. So
Black Cauldron. I don't. Do I remember that?
that's the one with the pig boy, or the boy who's a pig keeper, and the pig, and Gorgie always watching his munches and crunches those. All right.
Oh, it's Black
So
Cauldron. Okay, we need to watch this.
yeah, it's a good movie, but so here's some pogs. Let's see.
Oh wow, Pogs.
We'll do that. I think most of these are. So you had all the different kinds of slammers. That one's metal. And yeah, there's a plastic ones, and then
I never played them.
I didn't either. But here's a little. What's a little clear plastic one. I think Black Cauldron was like one of the first Disney DVDs I bought because it was cheap. Which was because I was like, I'm not gonna pay more than $15 for a DVD. And it was the only one, probably because it's the black sheep out of the Disney animated movies because it's dark. And apparently the original release was going to be a lot darker. There was a lot of issues with that coming out. So look at that slammer. Poison. Boom. Gonna break something of those. Picked these up at Goodwill a while back. There was this tube and there was another set. I don't know where the other one went.
I don't even know. Wouldn't even know how to play Pogs.
The thing is, all you do is correct me if I'm wrong, DW. Pretty much, you made a stack of them, and you smacked them with your slammer, and depending on how you played, you either took the ones that came off, and then you just took turns doing it. It's kind of like war, but instead of the high number, you got your slammers, and whoever smacks it right. If you ever do webcam on stream, I will show your collection.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, they used to play for keeps. So you wanted to have that big old slammer so you could just take care of business. Or DW, if you wanted to come on and talk about it, you could just take some pictures. If you weren't able to actually get on stream with us, and we could sit there and have pictures scrolling. You could talk about the different ones you've got.
No, that'd be awesome.
So, and if people don't want to actually be on the stream, but they just want to have some stuff from their collection shown, we can do that as well. This is all about sharing our collection and things that we like and are a little bit passionate about, maybe a little bit too passionate about, or things that we just pick up because, oh hey, that looks cool. Because I mean, let me see if I can get this without tearing a bunch of stuff up. I mean, so here's two great things combined together. You have Garfield and Odie, and then this is another fine mess you've gotten us into. So, Garfield and Odie dressed up as Laurel and Hardy. Oh man, it's been a while since I've seen any of that stuff, but I loved watching that stuff with a buddy when I was a kid. Still fun to watch now,
I like
too.
the Halloween one.
Actually, I have no idea.
Halloween special for Garfield was pretty good.
Yeah, you should be able to find that somewhere to stream. I have no idea where it would actually even be.
With the pirates and everything. You have a binder full of game reviews? That's pretty cool.
What? Garfield board game? Okay.
Never heard of a Garfield board game before.
No.
That's interesting.
Huh. And that's the thing, is like so many things that you could collect, and who knows how many bits and pieces there are to it. 2 binders to be exact that you made when you were a kid.
I'll show you guys something
So did you just pull out the reviews that you liked, DW, or was it you took like an entire magazine and would stick all of the reviews in a binder for you?
See if I can find it. Jeez.
Took all the reviews as you wanted it to be comprehensive. Nice. There's probably some cool stuff in that. I got a box full of PC Gamer magazines, a banker's box full of them. Divvied up by genres. That would be awesome to see, DW.
I don't know if anyone remembers this.
How to win it bases loaded, and I can't see what the other games are.
The only reason why I bought this
For one game.
it was really only because of this.
Oh, Castlevania 2.
Yep, that's the only thing, and it goes into detail about like Castlevania 2, and it has Castlevania 2, Contra, Dr. Chaos, Double Dragon, but it gives you basically 1943, My Test's Punch Out, Metroid, all the really, really, really old games. And I've had this since I was a kid. This came out in 1989. Yeah, bases loaded, Blaster, Master, Bubble Bobble. But yeah, it was something, just Zelda 2, just interesting stuff. that I showed you guys the words on that one. But I mean, yeah, just old stuff. I mean, and I actually, and how I got this was I sent away for this with one of those oh, what was it? The
3
Scholastic
proofs of
thing
purchase.
back in the 80s. It was a Scholastic thing for school or something.
Oh,
I, yeah,
yeah. I remember those kinds of things.
yeah, Metal Gear Solid, Skate or Die, Spy Hunter, World Runner. Yeah, all of them that are in here. And I thought it was, you know, I was like, oh, this is pretty interesting to go ahead and get. Even have
The beard is gone, but let me see. And thanks for stopping in, Miss Brass Knucks. Hold on.
Xenophobe.
Let me see.
Oh, I'm done. Yeah, they have this. This game's just so weird. I don't know, but yeah, Scholastic Book Fair. Yep, it was something like that. Definitely picked that game up the manual for like $10. Got Simpsons Road Rage for $2 for PlayStation 2. It was like, oh, let's play that. That seems pretty good. And then I got oh, geez, then I got this in the mail. I'm showing them
Immediate
on
collection. So what
screen.
is special in that box?
Well, I mean, besides the switch turning on and it lighting up,
Oh,
and then
that's cool.
I don't know if you could hear it, but it plays the song "Bloody Tears." You have an Tom Clancy's box set. I would love to see that, Wolfie. You should post that in the chat. That in the
To put it in
collector's
the
corner.
pickups collections.
Yeah, it's got a whole bunch of games that's in it and stuff, and I haven't really opened it yet.
Yeah. So, Miss Brass Knucks, this was sort of the beard. It
Oh
was nice
wow.
and puffy, um, and full. I'm planning on growing it back out, and then shaving it and keeping the mustache, like grow it out for like 6 months, and so that I can do more of that. I can dress up for as Robotnik when I go to some cons this summer. It won't be that long because that mustache was about a year old. But actually, I cut it all last night, and I wish I hadn't, or I wish I'd kept the mustache, because we're going to a little Comic-Con not too far away, and I could have dressed up as Robotnik. Wouldn't have been as epic of a mustache, but it'd still been a nice mustache. But it still probably would come out to like here, but not here.
Didn't you go as Robotnik at some point?
Hmm.
You went as Robotnik at some point,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Actually, I don't think I had that mustache when I went anywhere. I just took some pictures of it. Thanks, Miss Breastnucks. Complete Hobbit Lord of the Rings box set that you got from the book fair in first grade that you lost in the flood. Ah, that stinks. Was it hardbound or soft cover? I don't know. Where's it? I couldn't find it.
Oh wow, Lord of the Rings box set. Damn,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That would so.
Hello, puppy. It's like puppies. Come here, Quiz. Come here, Quizzical. Come on. Up. Hugs. Quizzical. Hugs. Okay, there we go. I collect puppies.
I
No. One
don't
at a
even know what
time.
my dog is. Soft cover edition. Oh, that's wrong. And Miss Brass, I heard you you collect tattoos like I do, so yeah.
Puppy. Yep, that's our pound puppy. Not so much of a puppy.
She is a bit big.
Yeah. You have more planned.
Oh, I have a lot more planned.
All right.
I want to get them. I want to get more. I want to get all this filled in here and like all this filled. Well, yeah, filled in. I guess, but you get your elbow done and kind of like it fades away on your elbow because of just
Just wear and
like it
tear.
fades. Nah, it doesn't really stick that well on your elbow.
I like
My
a lot of movement right
wow,
there.
that's cool. No, it's true. The one that was the most various goodwills and still working on that. That's awesome, Grave. Honestly, if you can get that working, I mean,
That'd be cool.
and you want to come on and show this stuff, that would be great. I mean, books. Baron actually, I spoke to Baron. Baron collects books, and he has a full room of nothing but books and novels and just a full room of books that he said he would wouldn't mind looking at and stuff like that.
That's cool.
I have my kids on me too. I have my kids. I have their handprints right here for the anchor. Those are their both handprints. So yeah, books are great. Baron's got a full room of books. It's a little bit nuts. We all have some that we
A mini
collect.
library.
Yeah,
But
books. Everything.
we need to wrap it up. It's
Yes.
almost time for Prin to get to work. Like just a few minutes. But if you guys want to, go continue it in the Collector's Corner Discord channel on Scanline. Let me see if I can spell Discord. If you're not already joined, go over there and join us for the chit chat. Post stuff from your collection if you want. If you like, you can put it in the Collector's Corner chat or some pickups and collections chat. You got ideas for topics you'd like to see us do streams on? Your collections you think are cool. We've got some topics coming up. Yeah, if I can ever find my Muscleman poster, we're gonna do a muscle collection.
I would love to see that. I never had them. Never had them as a kid.
It was like I think that was one of the bigger things I got as a kid because as a 28 pack, 24, I can't remember now, but just I spent so many hours looking at that box and looking at the figures, and then a neighbor down the road across from us had some, and I don't remember if I bought them or if he gave them to me, but just added so many to my collection. It was so cool. But because there's Voltron, there's He-Man, there's Silverhawks, there's Thundercats. We can talk about comics. We can talk about comic cards. We can talk about baseball cards or other sports cards. Transformers. We need to talk about Aliens Attack, which is in the vein of Dinosaurs Attack, which we talked about 2 weeks ago. Or was that? Well, that might have been a month ago. Like we're gonna talk about guitars and musical instruments with Slippy. Expensive items in your collection, least expensive items in your collection. Arco the Otherworld. There's something that I collect. Well, there's saying touch on VHS collections.
No, to be. I don't know if anyone. I know it's really really old, but I have HO trains.
Oh,
I have a big collection of trains.
I've got some of those, and then I bought a 1955 train set at a yard
Oh
sale.
wow!
Yeah. And then I picked up a couple Lego trains. Like I always wanted one as a kid, and last year I was like, you know what? I'm buying them, and so I bought.
That's awesome.
Lego train sets, which I didn't didn't know until now, the tracks are all plastic and the trains are more like an RC car.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I've got metal tracks for a couple other trains that I've got, so that's okay.
Trains are awesome.
Yeah, trains are always neat. I mean, I'd really like to put a shelves all around this room or some other room and just have a train set that could go around it. But
Well, yeah, I
I've
can have
always
a
wanted that, and I've
lot
never
of-
done it. Like stuffed animals too. Your kids have given me most of that collection. Oh yeah, those are easy to come by. Prin used to have a pretty good sized collection, but we had to downsize it. We used to play the crane games a lot, and we found out which ones paid out really well. There was one time we put in $5 or something. I got 7 stuffed animals. So I'm pretty sure that they changed the winning ratio on that one shortly after. But thanks everyone for coming and hanging out, talking collections with us and collecting in general. Now I know that there's color changing fingernail polish. I'll have to
Yes.
let Prin know about that. She might get a kick out of it. She does. She's been getting fancy designs and stuff on her nails, depending on the season and stuff that's going on. Kind of neat. But hope everyone has a good night. Everybody take care. Have fun. Be kind to one another. Stay safe. Keep retro. God bless. And we'll catch you all later.
Oh, and free play tomorrow with Foxy.
We play Fridays.
Free play Fridays.
Foxy. Knocker, if you're here, are you going to be doing anything Saturday? But
I'm gonna try to do Retro Arc tomorrow. I'm gonna try to stream Retro Arc.
thanks for stopping
And
in,
Grave.
Ken. Have a good night, dude.
Oh, yeah, good night, guys.
We should see
And
if there's
Grave, I'm
somebody
gonna
we can
start
raid.
the. Oh, Grave, I'm gonna start the Star Tropics. You can tell your brother.
Don't do it. Play a game that's good.
Thanks, Grave. I don't know who's on.
Yeah, it's funny. I was like, oh, Scanline's on. Oh, yeah, that's us, huh? Uh, Evil Armor's on.
Yes, thank you.
He's playing Mega Man.
Oh, well, Cassie's not on. Yeah,
Uh,
I know you want to read him or whatever. It's up to you.
I think we'll go that way. Mute that. All right. There we go.
Ooh, Pass Blaster's on.
We're gonna read Evil Armor. He's doing the speedrun of Mega Man 6 80%. So we'll go tell him, hey, 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 from the Scanline heroes, and cheer him on while he's taking on Dr. Wywee and his Wascally Wobots. He's one of Taylor's people. We'll have to keep an eye out for them next time. We got the raid going for Evil Armor. But thanks again, everyone, for coming out.
Yes, thanks everyone.
We'll see you
Appreciate
in a
it.
couple weeks or next week, depending on how quickly we can get some more stuff together. But until then,
Post up in scan lines, guys.
Yep.
Take care.
keep collecting, keep it retro, have fun. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Bye bye.